Hey filmmakers, how are you guys doing tonight? Thank you for joining me on yet another late night live stream. And in this live stream tonight, it's going to be a little bit different. We are going to be reviewing your guys' cameras. So I asked you guys earlier today to send me in some pics of your different camera rigs and setups so that I could take a look at them with you guys and see all the cool stuff that you guys are building. And of course, answer any questions you have about what you might want to do with your rig, and just give some constructive feedback, and we can just geek out together about camera gear and different rig builds. Because obviously, as you know, if you're watching the channel, it's one of my favorite things to talk about with you guys. And so we are going to get into that. Now, if you guys have been waiting for the live stream to start, I apologize. Had a bunch of technical difficulties. Internet was going crazy, so please let me know. Hopefully you guys can hear this fine, see this fine, and it's not buffering like crazy. Hopefully everything is working well now. Had to restart literally everything. But we're up and rolling now, so it should be a good time. If you guys have not submitted a camera rig photo yet, you can definitely do that still while the live stream is going for about the next hour on Instagram. Just DM me at Chadwin. I'll post it in the chat down here. And then you guys can send anything that you want to there that is a camera rig. All right, so what is up to everyone in the chat? Jaime, how's it going? Conrad Know-How, he says, looking forward to the rigs. Might check in later tomorrow. Sorry, I know it's late on the East Coast in the US and some other places. What's up, Andres Padilla and Andre Gittins? How you guys doing from St. Lucia? What is up? Welcome everyone to the live stream. Samya Deep, welcome back. Herbal Giles, how's it going? It's great to have all you guys with us today. Yeah, I was gonna do like actually editing all of these different photos and stuff inside of Photoshop, but some reason the Instagram DM photos are like encoded in some weird thing, so it's giving me some weird error. I couldn't actually import any of them into Photoshop. So we're going to open my Instagram DMs and look at these rig pics together for the first time. I've looked at like one or two of them. The first ones that came in, that is it. So you guys are going to be seeing these camera rigs for the first time with me live right now. So I'm excited to see what you guys are building, and hopefully there's nothing bad in any of my DMs. If there is, this is going to get flagged and taken down probably. So hopefully not. But yeah, let's look at some rigs. So I'm sorry if I mess this up. It's going to be a little bit of me just kind of plugging around trying to get the DMs to work here. So let's do it. Let's switch over now to the rigs. All right. So got the DMs pulled up here, and here's the first one. And this, I'm sorry if I mess up people's usernames. This one's from Bay JMB. All right. So I get this opened up here. See if we can get a good look at it. The resolution on this photo is a little low, so I'm going to try and kind of zoom in, and hopefully you guys can see it. So, and you know what? Leave some comments down below. I'll try and check in on those from time to time and see what you guys are saying about the rigs here. So this looks pretty cool. I don't know exactly what's going on here. I wish you could see my arrow on my screen, but I don't think you guys can, unfortunately. So it looks like we've got a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. And this thing is all rigged out in blue, which is kind of cool. I like that. I don't know what this piece is in the back. I would love to know. If you are on this comment, or like if you're on this stream, please, let me know what it is. That would be really cool to know what all these different parts are. So I'm going to try and pull out the comments here so I can see them. Let's see if I can figure out how to get the live chat just pulled out here so I can put it side by side. Pop out the chat here. Here we go. All right. I think we're in business. All right. So put this over here so I can keep track of what's going on. All right. Awesome. So switch back over to the rigs here. There we go. All right. So what do you guys think about this one? This blue kind of plastic thing in the back here. I don't know if that's 3D printed or what that is, but blue is my favorite color. So it looks like maybe you painted this. The rail rods, looks like maybe some small rig rails or something got them painted blue, and then a big chunk in the back that looks like it's 3D printed to hold something. I can't tell what it's going to. I think it might be going to a microphone. That's what I'm getting here, is you've got that microphone on the top left there. and then that another blue cable running into it. So it must be for your audio. This looks like a pretty sweet little rig. Obviously, with that little lens on there, you got looks like a Canon FD lens or something adapted, maybe a Helios lens. It looks like it's not super front heavy. It's pretty back heavy with the V-mount on the back. Now, I love running all my rigs off of V-mount when I can. It's definitely my favorite way to power everything. It looks like you must have your monitor powered off the V-mount too, because you don't have a battery on the back of it. So that's great. Everything running off of that. And I like that side grip. Nice little wooden handle one. I've been wanting to get one of those and see how that is, see how comfortable that is. So that's cool. I like it. Let's see what the other photo is. He sent 2 photos. Maybe we can get a better idea of what this looks like here. All right, zoom in for you guys. All right. Oh, okay. Balefish TV, what's up? Okay, so he says the blue box is to hold an external battery and the SSD. Okay, so are you running... Okay, I thought I saw a V-mount battery on the back. You have a V-mount plate there on the back with a D-tap plugged into it. So is the battery inside there too? 2 batteries? Like an external USB battery in there too with the SSD? That's kind of cool. Did you say that you 3D printed it? I'd love to know more about that. It says the box is made of MDF. Oh, okay. So this thing is like straight up custom made. You like sawed this thing, glued it together. That's pretty cool. Haven't seen anything like that before. It kind of looks like a little mini red almost with that little box on the back. Gives it some nice red vibes. I like that. That's pretty cool. So try and zoom in here a little bit more for you guys. 2 batteries, yes. Okay, so you got a V-mount battery on the back, and then you have more batteries inside that little blue box that you created. That's pretty cool. Definitely some style points there. The only thing I could say is it definitely seems a little bit back heavy with the 2 batteries on the back there, but not too bad. You've got obviously a top handle, side handle, lots of places to grip it and get a good grip on it. So I think that's good. I like it. All right. Awesome stuff, man. Thanks for sending that in. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. This is from Mehmet Kazal. So open this one up here. All right. Here we go. So here's another sweet looking rig. This looks like the Sony a6500, I would say. Maybe the Sony a6300. Looks like you've got one of the Sigma lenses. I don't think that's the 18 to 35. Looks like a longer zoom lens, or maybe one of the art lenses. I can't tell for sure. But if this is your camera rig, leave me a comment down below. Now, what I will say that I like about this is that you can see that the LCD screen on the back really easy, so you can change your settings. It's not like getting blocked by anything. A lot of times the V-mount battery ends up blocking that. I've just made an entire video on my channel all about how to make that V-mount battery drop back so you can see your settings and then swing it back into place. Check that one out if you want to see that. But I'm liking that about the rig. I love that you're powering it off of a little power bank on the side instead of a V-mount. That's a nice way to keep down the weight. And I know these Sony cameras, you can just power them via USB, micro USB on the side, and it lasts a really long time. So that's really sleek. Got a good cage, small rig cage, the top handle. What I would say is this top handle from small rig, you should definitely upgrade that when you can so that you could put the monitor directly in front of it. They make a lot of really cool ones. Throughout this, I'm going to try and like kind of pop in and show you guys some different parts on Amazon and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not sponsored or paid to do any of this by Small Rig, but I just love their parts. So yeah, this is a really cool one from Small Rig, and a bunch of them do this, but you can see it has on the front there a little airy mount, so you can mount your monitor directly in the front to that using an airy mount monitor mount, and that'll help keep that center of gravity in the front there much lower. Instead of putting that entire small HD monitor on top of the handle, you mount it directly in the front. So that's a setup that I like a little bit better, makes it a little bit more low profile, and then you can actually take the small HD monitor off of that hinge as well. The hinge is awesome if you're filming yourself and you need to flip it around. I do it all the time for YouTube videos. I use the small HD, flip it around, I can see myself great. But if you're doing handheld work, you don't need to flip it around. No one else needs to see it. So I would say take it off that L bracket, and then mount it directly onto the front of the handle, but you have to upgrade your handle. That's the cheaper one from Small Rig that I used for a long time. It's about $20, but there's nowhere to mount a monitor on the front, so that's kind of a bummer. Oh, okay, yeah, someone's saying that lens looks like the 50 to 100 1.8. Yeah, I guess so, because it has that lens mount on the bottom there, I can see. So it's a bigger lens. It's a fat boy. So, and then I see you have it looks like the Rode wireless or something similar to that on the side. No, that's not what it is. That's like a Zoom H4 or something now that I'm looking at it. The resolution on these photos from Instagram are kind of low, but looks like you've got a zoom or something on the side there. That's definitely interesting. I'm not a big fan of any sort of articulating ball arms. They tend to get loose and just like swivel around. I don't know if you're watching the stream now, but if you are, let me know. Because yeah, it's definitely a bummer when the thing starts swinging around. Mir Kaimo says audio sounds fine, but video is choppy. Okay, yeah, sorry about that, guys. My internet right now has just been struggling for some reason, and I had to restart everything. So it says the stream is healthy, so hopefully that stays up. If you guys are having any issues with that, please let me know. All right, so yeah, back to this rig. I would say for the audio on that, maybe get it off of that ball mount arm. It's I could definitely see myself hitting that and it just completely unraveling. I would say trying to get it off the ball mount and then just mount it almost more directly right onto the side of the camera cage or the handle or something like that. Make it like a closer, tighter connection, because that's going to get hit and rotate around and just drive you crazy throughout a shoot. Yeah, that's what I would imagine anyways. Jan says the video and audio are good. Awesome. So if it's good on your end, maybe some other people are having some struggles with their internet or something. I'm not sure. All right. So I know mine's been kind of messing up. So, all right. Seems a bit clustered in my opinion. I don't know if you're talking about the rig or the clustering of the audio and video. All right. Let's check out the next one here from Brady Bigfooter. And thank you guys for submitting these. It's a lot of fun to see. So like I said, this is my first time seeing these images. I haven't seen them yet, so I'm excited to check it out with you guys. All right, here we go. So this is looking kind of cool. I like that. So it looks like you've got a universal cage mount on there, which is pretty sweet. I haven't used one of them, but I've seen those, and I know you can kind of like change the little bit of the brackets on the sides. You can either raise or lower it to fit inside your camera. And that's sweet because if you have a bunch of different camera models, you can swap out the cage and you don't have to buy a bunch of cages. So I think that's pretty cool. The wooden side handle on the side there, I love that. Nice grip. I think that's really great. Top handle, that's decent. I like that all right. Again, I'm gonna be hammering this one a lot on everyone's rigs because I'm just such an advocate for that top handle that you can mount a monitor to on the front, just like this. It just looks so clean and nice when you get it. Let me see if there's another one that actually shows a photo of it. Yeah, even Small Rig doesn't show it, but that's the whole point, is to put the camera on the front, or the monitor on the front of the handle. Anyway, so yeah, once you get the money to do it, upgrade that top handle. I know that's their entry level one, but putting that monitor right in front is really nice. They actually make one that will work perfect with that Small Rig monitor mount that you have on your monitor, which is a great mount. I love it. I use it all the time. I have it on my cameras, rigs right now, and it'll actually mount to the front of some other top handles that have 1/4 threads on the front. This one doesn't have any 1/4 threads on the front. The monitor looks good. Got the lens, got the monitor hood on there, which is great. A lot of guys don't run with the monitor hood, and actually I usually do put it on. Anytime I'm going out into the world, if I know I'm going to be outside at all, I'm throwing the monitor hood on there on the Small HD, on the Atomos Ninja V. So that's awesome. You've got that on there. Other than that, the rig looks pretty clean. I can see you got the HDMI cable like really heavily wrapped around the camera cage. Also looks like a really thick HDMI cable, like one you would use for like a DVD player or something. I would recommend upgrading that HDMI cable. Look up the ones from Small HD. So they make really, really thin cable ones, and I've bought a whole bunch of them because they're so thin, and you can get them in a really short length. So you could get one that's like 12 inches, and you won't have to wrap it around everything. Just get a Small HD one, 12 inches long, plug it in, and then plug the other side right into your camera, and you won't have all that extra cable coiling around, and especially that thick of cable, which I imagine kind of snags or gets in the way. So that's what I would do to that. I would upgrade that HDMI cable and upgrade the top handle so that the monitor can mount directly in front of it. Otherwise, I love the rig. Lots of great things I see going on there, and I love that cheese plate on top, so you can just mount all different things to the top there. That's really cool. All right, so keep the comments coming, guys. If you are watching the live stream right now and this is your rig, please hit a comment. I would love to see and just hear from you guys and get some answers on your rigs. And I actually don't know what camera that is. I'm trying to figure out what that is. If you guys know what camera that is, it kind of looks like maybe an older Canon or a Panasonic or something, the GH4 or something. It doesn't quite look like that, but if you guys know what camera that is, let me know. Yeah, Andre says lack of external power is threatening. Yikes. Yeah, I love having external power. If you want to keep it really light and nimble of a rig, sometimes I do that, and I just run on just the battery in the camera and just throw it on the monitor if I know it's going to be a really short shoot and I don't need a lot of battery life. Otherwise, I'm always using an external battery, so I definitely agree with you there. All right, let's keep moving on. Let's see what else we got here. All right. All right, so we got a photo here from Amanishkov. I'm sorry, I'm just going to butcher everyone's usernames. Cool, okay, it's a real close up here. Can't see exactly what's going on, but looks like a Sony a7S II or maybe one of the like A7R Mark IV or 3, something like that. And looks like Rokinon glass. Okay, so Andreas says the video image is freezing, but the audio is perfect. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Let me check the stream again. YouTube says the stream health is excellent. I don't know. So says it's fine. I'm sorry if it's struggling for you guys. Says it's healthy and good. Hopefully you can keep hearing what's going on here. All right. Yeah. So keep sending the rig photos. Love to see it. If you're just getting on the stream, I see some of you guys are saying that you're still dropping them in. So yeah, it looks like you got a Rokinon lens on there, adapted. So it must be probably like a Canon mount or something, maybe Nikon mount. And then you've got adapted to Sony E. I do that all the time. I'm shooting on the Sony E6500 right now for this live stream, and I've put Canon mount lenses on it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, maybe thousands of times with an adapter. So great little rig. Obviously not a ton going on here. It's very zoomed in, but I like it, nice and simple. So thank you for sending that. Cool stuff. All right, let's move on. All right, so this is from Emac Cumber. I'm sorry, I don't know where the first name and the last name or whatever it is breaks down. So, all right, and there's a couple photos here. We'll just start with the first one here. So, all right, zoom out a little bit. There we go. It's got it on a Satchler tripod. So went with the big bucks there on the nice tripod head. I like that. Obviously, they make great tripod heads. We use them at work, and they're really nice. I would love to buy one myself. This is a sweet looking rig. I like this. Got the Nucleus M on there. So upgraded from, some of us still stuck in Nucleus N worlds and got the Nucleus M. That's pretty sick. It looks really good, strong, powerful motors. And then let's see, it looks like you're shooting on, we'll have to get another angle. I can't tell exactly which camera this is because it looks like you have a flip out screen. We'll have to get the other angle to determine that. But got some nice manual lenses, shotgun mic on there, and that top handle looks really cool. It looks like a Zacuto top handle. If you're watching the stream now, man, let me know. Is that from Zacuto? They're really nice. They make really good handles. They're a little expensive though. Very cool stuff. So got the nice V-mount battery on the back. Looks like it's not a Bebop, but it's one of the more square ones. It looks like might be Bebop. I see you got a little bit of blue, like a little button there. Something might be a Bebop battery, but that's really cool. And then I'm seeing it now. Looks like you've got it mounted on top of an audio recorder. So that's pretty sick. Okay, Ethan Mac C. So is that your rig? Yeah, so the Ethan Mac. Okay, sick. So it is Zacuto. I like that. Is Chicago, or is Zacuto based in Chicago? If it is, I didn't know, but now, you learn something every day. So yeah, Ethan, very cool. Looks like you've got it sitting on top of a audio recorder. What is that? I would love to know. Yeah, I mean, I always record my audio separately for the most part, just like on a Zoom H6 or sometimes an H4 or something like that, just a totally different system. But this looks kind of cool that you just have the whole camera rig just sitting on top of it and you're like, hey, I'm running on a tripod. We're good to go. Throw a couple XLRs in there. I would love to know a little bit more about that. Sound devices mix pre. Okay, yeah. I've heard really good things about that. That's cool. So how do you have it mounted? Is there like a cage or something on it? And then your rails are like, has a quick release plate on top of the mix pre? How do you have that all mounted together? How's that kind of working? I would love to know. Let's pull up a couple more pictures from you so I can see a couple different angles. Okay, here we go. Cool. So yeah, that is a bebop, right? That's what I was thinking from that other angle. It looks like one of the bebops anyways, but can't tell. It's a little blurry on the photo. Let's try and zoom in here. So yeah, I like that. Oh, and it looks like you've got another microphone on there. That little red mic there on the back, little shotgun mic or something. Is that to record yourself or is that pointing forward? I can't tell which way that's pointing, but great looking rig. What camera is that with the flip out screen? I can't tell. It's like the resolution is a little too low for me to be able to tell. Let's check one other angle. See if we can tell what camera that is. There we go. Much better angle. Okay. Is it a Fuji? Looks like it says Fuji. Is it the Fuji X-T3 with a mic lens, a 35 millimeter mic lens? I can't tell. Checking out the comments now, Ethan, see what's going on. It says there's a 1/4 port on the mix pre, so just place to plate on it and quick release on camera. Okay, cool. So on the top of it, okay, plate on it, and that's cool. Okay, and then you got an XLR cable running in. Nice. Okay. Yeah. What camera is that? Is that the Fuji X-T3? Again, the resolution's just low enough that I can't tell, but it really looks like a Fuji X-T3 to me. And is that a mic lens? Like the MEIK? Ugh. You know what I'm saying. Is that a mic lens? Can't tell for sure, but it looks like it with those gears. This is a sick rig. What do you do when you have to pull it off? Okay, says it's okay. Joshua Martin Studios says, hey dude, what's up, Joshua Martin Studios? I watch your videos. Good stuff, man. He says, it's the XT4 with the SLR Magic Micro Prime. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. So I've seen you on your channel, Joshua Martin Studios. I've seen you like you're all about those SLR like Magic lenses and stuff. I've seen some of that stuff from you. I think you have like some of the anamorphic ones, right? Comment below if that's true. I think I've seen some of that on your channel, if I'm correct here. Yes, okay, I'm getting that now. I was gonna say that. I was like, they look like the mic ones, but I can't tell for sure. Sick. Okay, so he's got the recommendation for SLR Magic from you, Joshua. Sick. I love that. I love seeing like the community all coming together. Everyone's like just kind of helping each other out. That's sick. Okay, so I was definitely right. Joshua is the guy that he is the SLR Magic like aficionado. So yes, really sick rig. Love what you're doing with it. Is it easy to take it off of the tripod and remove it from that little pre-mix, or like is that kind of all stuck together and you have to like get out screwdrivers and stuff to remove it? That's the only thing I could say is if you got to take that off and you want to go maybe handheld with it, you got the top handle on there, you could definitely get some handheld moves and just put the V mount against your body. I could definitely see that being really stable. The only thing I'm worried about is that audio premix on the bottom for once you want to go handheld or something. And then did you build in any quick releases to go to gimbal? So does the camera pop off of the rails and then maybe that top handle pops off? It looks like a NATO mount top handle, something like that. I'd love to know how you kind of break it down when you need to change up your rig a little bit. Yeah, awesome. So seeing what else is going on in the comments. People wondering how it's mounted. Very cool. Okay, so Ethan saying Zacuto has a good quick release plate. Yeah, I like it. So very cool stuff. Yeah, who does make that cage? It doesn't look like Tilta to me. It's not 8sin. I'm not sure. I don't know whose that is. Very cool stuff, dude. I'm like kind of like enamored, like fascinated by your rig. So I'm just like, oh, what's that? Just looking around. One thing I am wondering is, what are you powering off of that V-mount battery in the back? I see at least one cable plugged into it. Is that just powering the camera? Are you powering anything else like the Nucleus M? Are you just running on an internal battery for that and the motors, or what? How are you powering that, and how are you powering the premix? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know. Sorry. Okay, so here we go. Let's check out some other ones. Yeah, I kind of got stuck on that because there's just a lot of really cool stuff there. Okay, now I'm like reading your actual, your message of exactly what it is. I'm like, what is it? I can't tell exactly. And it's just written right there. XT4, Micro Prime, NTG5, Sound Device Mix Pre 6. Okay, cool. Oh, and you did the gold mount battery. Okay, yeah, so everyone talks about gold mount batteries. I have a confession to make. I haven't used one yet. I've used a lot of V-mount batteries and all the other smaller ones, but I haven't used gold mount. I hear it's much better because it like clicks on almost sideways and locks into place better. It's a better connection than V-mount, whereas V-mount might slide up and lose the connection. But gold mount is a lot more expensive, so that's one of the reasons I just haven't switched to it yet. Yeah, so now I'm seeing your comment there. Makes a lot of sense. All right. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on with light motions. All right. Here we go. All right, light motions. It looks like, let's see what the comment says. Let me make sure I can see. Okay, it just says interesting images with a ready rig. Okay, it looks like a crane. I think it's the Crane Lab 3 or 3S or something like that, and then he's got the whole entire ring around it. I saw Small Rig and I think DF Digital Photo both just released like that giant ring that you can put around it, which is pretty cool. I really like the new cranes. They're coming out really cool. I have a review coming out soon of one of the Zion crane gimbals coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. But what I love about this is, I mean, like, you can't see me pointing at the screen or arrows or anything like that, but I wish I could circle this, but I couldn't open these in Photoshop. Anyways, what I love about the crane is that it's that shorter, the bottom of it is shorter, so it easily fits inside a ring. If you wanted to put something like, say, the Ronin S inside of a ring, obviously the grip is way too long and the camera like ends up hitting the bottom of the ring. So you have to detach the battery grip and use like their universal mount instead. It's a little more complicated, but using the Crane 3S or whatever, the Crane Labs, and the Zion Crane Weeble S, because it has that shorter grip on it, it's easy to throw inside of a ring. So I love that. It looks really nice. Love the ring mount. I love that you have a top handle on top of the of your ring mount, because then you can actually grip it really nicely and you can do those low angles and just hold it from that. I haven't figured out a good way to put a top handle on mine yet. So I'm using the Feiyutech AK4000, which has that ring mount and like the actual controls and thumbstick goes right into it. But I haven't figured out a good way to put a top handle on there yet. So that's awesome. And looks like you have like an Atomos Ninja 5 or Shinobi up top there, which looks great. I like that you have it right in front of the handle, and so it's just like dead center in front of you. That looks really cool. Great looking rig. Super clean, looks really nice. All right, so Ethan Mack, going back to your rig, just the previous one, he's saying that it was a small rig cage. That's surprising. It didn't look like a normal small rig cage design to me, but that's really cool. And then Ethan, just as a follow-up in the comments, you're saying that you've got the Tilta powered with D-Tap, below battery, and the Mix Pre with USB. Okay, cool. So there are a couple things getting powered off of that. That's sick. Ben Izzard says, What about the DZO Film 50 to 125? Yeah, I'm super excited about the DZO Film's like new Pictor zoom lenses. They look incredible. Total side tangent, but yeah, I reached out to them just to see if I could just borrow them and do a review, and they were like, yeah, someday or whatever, but it hasn't happened yet. So I'm hoping to just get my hands on them, do a review, for you guys, because obviously they're really expensive lenses. Not really going to be buying those anytime soon, but they're not expensive if you need cine zoom lenses that are fully manual. They're actually really, really affordable, and like $2,500, $2,800, whatever it is, depending on which one you get, or if you get the combo of both of them, I think it's $4,500. That's actually really, really good price for fully manual cinema zoom lenses that are parfocal with minimum focus breathing. So if I'm getting way too technical for some of you guys, I know most of you guys follow everything I just said, but yeah, really good lenses for the price. So I definitely want to get my hands on them and give them a review in the future. All right, awesome. Peter Matai says, like the video. What's up, man? Welcome to the live stream here. I'm just going to check out a couple of the comments here, and then we'll keep going on to the next rig. So Light Motions here. Oh, hey, what's up? Okay, so yeah, we're on your rig now. So he says, it can also be used with an easy rig on the top handle. Just need to flip the top handle 180 degrees so the monitor comes closer, and everything can be powered from the Zhiyun batteries. It's the Crane 3S with the small rig ring. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I was like, that looks like the small rig one. I know there are a couple brands that just released something similar. So that's sick. And the fact that you can use it with an easy rig, just over your head and take all that weight off is really nice. It's funny because I'll see a lot of guys completely rig up their gimbals, like way more so than you've done here, and just like all the extras, the follow focus and wireless modules and everything. And I'm guilty of it. I've done it. But it gets really heavy, and you're like, okay, I can hold this for about 60 seconds, and then I need to take a rest or sit it down or put it on my knee or something. So being able to attach that to the Easy Rig is absolutely key. And I think that's really cool that you've already figured out a good way to do it. And like you said, kind of moving the monitor a little bit, flipping the thing around, and you can just throw the Easy Rig on there. Again, I got to get that set up for my AK4000 because when I fully rig that out, especially with the Blackmagic camera and like a little matte box on there, it's way too heavy. So I want to definitely figure out a good way to put a top handle on there. And it looks sick. It looks like you're using a NATO top handle as well, so you can just easily disconnect it. I just got to figure out how to get that on my rig. So I love that. Yeah, Andre Gittin says it's always tough deciding your monitor placement on the ring. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you're like, do I put it off to the left or the right or dead center? But sometimes there's not a spot to put it dead center. So I love this, that you were able to just mount that dead center on top. That's sick. All right, see what else is going on here. Jay Buckets, what's up, man? He says, can you please talk about balancing an S1H on a Crane 3S? I've been battling this thing for 2 hours. Yikes. I can't talk about that right now on the live stream, but I would say just look it up on YouTube. I'm sure you've already been doing this, but just look up a couple different videos from different creators on how to balance the Crane 3S, and I'm sure you will find some good videos on it, and you'll get it all balanced. Sometimes balancing gimbals is a total pain, though. You just get used to it with every gimbal. They're all a little bit different. So, all right, just need a drink here. Keep checking out your guys' comments, and we'll move on to the next rig. All right, Joshua Martin Studios, he says, I need to get my hands on one, at least the 20 to 55 Pictor zoom. Yeah, dude, I feel the same way. The 20 to 55 is perfect. APS-C lens, totally fine for me. All of my cameras now, believe it or not, are APS-C. I was running all full frame with the Sony a7S, but now I've switched to all APS-C with the X-T4, the A6500, the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. And you know what? I'm kind of wondering, like, I don't know if I'm going to go back to full frame, and I might make an entire another video and just rant about this later for you guys. But those of you on the live stream, you guys are the true soldiers, true fans here. Just so you can listen in for a couple seconds, get the preview of it. I'm not sure I'm going to switch back to full frame anytime soon because the lenses are more expensive. They're harder to find, especially when you need those good zoom lenses. They're just much more expensive, and I'm finding that I can really still get the image I want out of APS-C lenses, or out of APS-C cameras and sensors. So I don't know, might not go back to full frame for a while. And the A7S III looks amazing, but holy crap, it's expensive, like $3,500 expensive. So I could buy like 2 or 3 APS-C cameras for that. Anyways, rant over on that. Light Motion says it's way too heavy with the FX9. Yeah, so if you're running the Crane 3S, I know you can mount pretty big cameras to that, like a full-on Cinema FX9. And so, yeah, using an easy rig with that would be so much easier, make it way better. Danny NG says, please, this is a safe space. Don't rig shaming. Who's rig shaming? I wasn't rig shaming. Hopefully not. All right. How's things going with the A6500, says Andre. It's going great. That's what I have on the live stream camera right now. It has fantastic autofocus. That's why I use it so much for live streaming and just a YouTube talking head, because the autofocus is really, really good. May even switch to the A6600 for even better autofocus. Sadly, the XT4, just sitting behind me right there, does not have very good autofocus, so I just can't trust it for these kind of talking head stuff. All right, we got to move on to the next rig because we got a lot more to go through. So let's keep going. I need to just check out how long we've even been streaming. Half an hour. So yeah, it looks like the stream has kind of dropped in and out a little bit. I'm sorry if it's getting a little bit chunky or like blocky. Hopefully the quality will increase. All right, so let's check out Mike Higo's visuals. Mike Higo visuals rig here. Let's open this up. All right, sweet. So I'm gonna go back to his comment really quick so we can just talk about what it is. So it's A7S Mark I, the OG I was just talking about. That was one of my first really good cameras that I bought, was the Sony A7S Mark I. I love it. Rode mic, small HD focus monitor, mauve cage, and then small rig, side handle, friction arms, so on and so on. So very cool. Yeah, this looks like a good rig. I like what you've done with that side handle on the right there, or I guess you're right if you're holding it, but on the left of our image here. That's nice. I guess like for Red and everything like that, they're kind of copying that, I guess small rig is. It's basically like the outrigger handle, and like it goes all the way back to the center of the camera. And I don't know if that just provides better balance or something, instead of having it just mount the side handle directly to the side of the camera. But I think that's kind of cool. I've been wanting to test out that outrigger handle, and I love with Red, obviously it's like a whole nother level, but I love that they've got the record button on there. So hopefully they can build something like that with small rig and it'll be much cheaper, but that's really cool. I like that you have the little shotgun mic on there just for getting scratch audio and stuff, or maybe you're doing like really close up interviews to people and the audio is still good. Looks like you've got a variable ND on there. That's awesome. And then the small HD focus, I can see you've got the dummy battery on there, which is perfect, the NPF. And so you can easily just power it off of that V-mount battery I can see in the back there. So that's really cool. Looks like you've got everything running off of a V-mount. No rails on the rig, which is totally fine. Oh, maybe there's rails in the back. Looks like you might have some rails, going to the back for the V-mount, but that's it, which is fine. You don't have a follow focus on there, but this looks like a handheld rig completely. Just holding it from the side, so you're probably just pulling focus manually. So you don't need a follow focus or anything. Yeah, this is great. I love how low profile it is. You got the monitor really low. It's not sitting way up there in the air, flopping around or something. I see so many rigs where the monitor is like the tallest thing on the rig, and it's like a giant sail. So did a great job keeping a really good low center of gravity. Yeah, that looks nice. I wish I had another photo of the other side of it, the back side, because that looks really cool. Very nice, man. Great job, Mike. Love what I'm seeing there. All right. Cool stuff. And shout out to Jaime Ibanez. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, man. I saw that coming earlier. Just haven't had a second to address it. So thank you for that, man. Much appreciated. It's always great to get your guys' support. All right. What's going on down in the chat here? So, all right. Looks like you're just kind of chatting amongst yourselves. So let's see what else is going on here. This is a disappearing message. I can't open it unless it's in the app. So I might have to come back to that. Carson Vescavi, if you're on the live stream right now, try sending your photo again, but don't do it as a disappearing message because I can't pull it up in the app. So try and do that again so that I can actually review them live. All right, this is another disappearing image. Lucas 17.71. I can't open this on the web browser. I can only do it on the phone, which I can't show you guys. So please send your photos again, Lucas and Carson. So yeah, I want to see what you guys are doing. The Knock Haas, what is up? Let's check out your stuff here. All right, this looks nice. See if we can zoom in a little bit. Right off the bat, it looks like you're using the Tilta matte box. Is that what that is? If you're watching now, please leave a comment. Let me know. Identify yourself. I know everyone's Instagram username, the Knockhouse, is not the same as their YouTube username. So it looks like you've got the Tilta matte box. That one looks really nice. I know it's only $100. It's a really good deal. It's obviously light, clamps onto the front. I mean, I think that's what it is. I don't want to speak too soon, but if that is what it is, it's a great matte box. My only complaint with it is that it's 5.65 by 4. So the filters for that are much more expensive than the 4x4 filters. And for pretty much all of us doing this sort of filmmaking, 4x4 filters, the square ones, are definitely enough. And they cover your entire lens. So when you have to buy those much larger ones, the 5.65 by 4 inch, it's just way more expensive. So that's my only complaint with Tilta. I wish they made them as 4x4 matte boxes. Is that what it is? Let me know. Dylan says, I don't have an Instagram. Can I still get a review? Yes, you can. Shoot it to me on Twitter. If you have Twitter, it's Chadwin_S. All right, man. So hit me up, DM me on Twitter. I'll try and hop on there if I can. All right, so the resolution, I'm sorry, is a little bit low on this, but I like in the top handle. Looks like you got the Tilta top handle. And then I don't know what this little bit of like orange, brownish orange piece is, but some sort of grip or something custom that you've added to it. Is it rubber or like rope or something that's tied around it? Can't tell for sure, but that looks nice. Got the Tilta follow focus on there, the manual follow focus, which is still really good. You don't have to worry about any batteries or anything when you're using the nucleus. And then it looks like you're fully into the Tilta family, which is great. They make great cages, looks really nice. And what is this? Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K or maybe 6K? Let's go back to your DM here. Check out the other one, another angle on it. All right, so again, sorry about the resolution. I know it's a little bit low. So, okay, cool. So some sort of cage thing in the back there. I'm not sure what that is. Is that for putting a battery in there? Or what is that? I would love to know. If you're watching right now, please let me know what that is. Or if anyone in the comments knows what that cage thingamajigger in the back is. I don't know what that is. Maybe you put an audio recorder in there or something. It's kind of big, though, for whatever it is. And it's blocking right in front of the screen. So, not sure what it is. If it serves a really good purpose, leave it there. If it doesn't, take it off because you're blocking your monitor. The only thing I would say is maybe add a top monitor to this top handle, right in front of it if you can mount it there so that you can see your Blackmagic screen a little bit better. They're obviously very dim, and it's definitely something that's like one of the first things I add to every camera is a monitor, because the LCDs, as you know, on these cameras are just never bright enough. They're never sharp enough. You just can't tell. And I'd love to know what lens you're using there too. I can't tell what that is, but it looks like a nice lens. All right. Very cool. So keep the comments coming, guys. If you know what's going on, if you know what some of the stuff is here, some on people's rigs, let me know. I can't tell on all of them, but not a lot else to say. It's compact. It's nice. It looks good. Let's move on to the next rig here. So, all right, we've got EJ Whaley Photography. All right, cool. I like too that some of the guys added descriptions to like what your camera rig was, so I don't have to guess. I can just take a look and see exactly what it is. All right, so a little bit hard from this angle. I can't tell everything, but got a nice top handle on there. It looks like you've added some focus rings or something to your lens. And then you've got the manual for pulling focus there. I can't tell what brand that is. It might be newer, same as your little base plate thing for the cage there, or for the 15mm rods. That's fine. Looks like you've got a small rig side handle there with the two little screw-in knobs. That's nice. Looks really good. I got a shotgun mic on there. It's not sticking up too high. I think that looks good. And again, looks like another user of the universal cage, which is cool. I think if you're kind of using different camera bodies or upgrading consistently and just being able to throw it onto a different cage because you can raise that top piece, you know, as high as you need it, is nice. I think that's cool. Top handle looks nice. Again, the only thing I would say is add a monitor to this when you get the time, when you get the money. Add a monitor and maybe switch out that top handle so you can mount the monitor directly in front of it. Kind of like the Reds. That's the best, most low profile setup is having that monitor right in front of the handle. The handle does look a little tall. I can't tell how tall that is from the video. A couple inches tall, but I like it. Looks good. I like the carbon fiber 15 millimeter rods there. Those look sleek. I don't know if they're actually carbon fiber, if that's just for looks, but good looking rig, simple, not bad, not bad. Thank you for sending that over, man. I really appreciate it. And shout out to Ethan Mack again. Thank you for the super chat, dude. I appreciate that. Your rig was really cool. That was a lot of fun to review. I'm like, I just want to go back and just look at all the pictures again and see how you put that thing together. So thank you, Ethan. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, Joshua Martin Studios, he says, one of my pet peeves is when I see rigs with the top monitor so high. Yes, someone that can relate, man. Yeah, I just don't get it when the monitor's like way high up there and it's like, oh, well, it's on a handle, and then they put it on an articulating arm above the handle, and it's like, no. Why? Don't understand. All right, Johnny Garcia, okay. Says this is the video of my first rig. I will see if I have time to set it up. Trouble with the nucleus. Okay, well, let me see. Let me see what this opens to, guys. We don't know. This is the video. See if you guys can see this. Let's check it out. See what's going on here. Might not work. Here we go. Okay. I see the Tilta matte box. That's nice. The nucleus, it looks like you're having issues with the nucleus. Is that what you're saying? It's not working right? Maybe because it's too close. Okay, so it looks like you've done the setup that I did the whole video on. I think that's what you're referring to here, which is awesome. I really like that, running it off the power bank on the bottom there. Okay, I'm going to try and pause it because I want to take a look at it. So, it's just pausing in blurry spots. But I see the power bank. That's a great one. It's a great way to power the camera. And is that the Fujifilm X-T3 or X-T4? If you're watching now, let me know. Yeah, so sorry if you guys couldn't see that really well. I know it was a video, so it might have been kind of crazy blurry, so I just paused it here. But I love it. Got the small rig cage on there. I think this is the X-T4. I can't tell for sure, but it looks like the X-T4 with the nucleus nano on the side. Got the flip out screen there. Yeah, that's exactly how I built it in the video. So I love that was helpful for you. And I know you got the power bank underneath to power the camera. So that's really cool. And again, the nucleus, the Tilta matte box, I really like what they've done with it. I just don't like the filter size. The 5.65 is just too expensive for me. I like a smaller filter tray size. So that I'm waiting for them to come out with the 4x4 size. But otherwise, looks really good. Really cool stuff. I'll try and scrub through the video here, see if we can find a good pausing spot, but it's just so much motion blur. Yeah, looks nice. Good looking rig, man. I'm glad that that video worked out for you, Johnny Garcia. So cool stuff, man. If you have any photos of the rig, send them too, and we can take a little bit better detailed look. I would love to see it. So. All right, Dylan says he just sent it over. Yeah, man, I'll check Twitter in just a minute here, and we'll take a look at the rig. So, all right. Domino Story says I don't have a rig, but I can send pics. You can imagine the rig of Blackmagic. Okay, all right, we can just imagine what your rig might look like. All right, that's fine with me. You can always plan for the future. Dan Beveridge says, odd question unrelated to this, but what is your opinion on drones? I love drones. My Mavic is sitting right there. The Mavic 2 Pro? I can never figure it out. Mavic 2 Pro. So yeah, drones are great. Use them all. I can't say all the time, but I use my drone frequently, and it's a great thing to fly. I have a crazy story that maybe I'll share in the future about the Secret Service and my drone. I can't go into it right now, but let's just say the Secret Service detained me for flying my drone where I shouldn't have been. So we'll talk about that in another video, but that was a kind of a crazy time. So good stuff. Let's keep checking out the different rigs here. So we're getting near to the end of the rigs. If you guys are on the live stream now and you have not sent me a photo of your rig yet and you want it reviewed, send it right now and I will check it out. All right, let's get this one opened up. Oh, I can just hit that. Okay, here we go. Let's bring it full screen. So, man, again, the resolution on Instagram, they just crush your resolution. So it looks like I got a Blackmagic pocket cinema camera, 4K, maybe the 6K. I like what you got going on here with that monitor mount. That looks pretty sick. You got the long arm going all the way out, so you could put this onto a shoulder rig. That looks really cool. I thought about getting something like that. Let me know, does that ball, like the articulating ball, does it stay really tight or does it come loose and your monitor ends up like drooping or spinning? That's what's been like the biggest concern to me about using something like this for a shoulder rig, is I'm worried that little ball mount is just going to come loose and the whole thing's going to flop. Let me know. If you guys, if you're right now in the chat, let me know. Studio or creative, I would love to know. Looks like you've got the Fotka matte box on there. I've done some reviews of that before on my channel, just showing you guys that it's a good one. Uses 4x4 filters. I think that that's a swing away version. I can see the knob so that you can swing out the matte box and change out your lenses nice and easily. I think that's great. Got two nice little hand grips there. Looks like they're like the leather wrapped ones. I do like that. The only thing I could say is that they look a little high. So you're going to be gripping pretty high because they don't come down very low. I looked at some like that and I was just like, my elbows are going to be too bent. I want them to go more straightforward. I used to have one similar to that where the grips were really high, but I ended up buying one that had like almost 6 or 8 inches of like metal arm until you got to the grip. And I found that's much more comfortable. So if you're struggling with that, maybe that's something you could switch out and make those grips a little bit longer. What else? You got a massive top handle. That kind of looks like one of the small rig ones they sell that like goes back and then it like loops down. And I think it's supposed to go on like the Sony FS7 or the FX9. It looks like that, but you have like, it doesn't loop down in the back. So I'd love to know, what is that top handle and why is it so long? But I think it's cool. It's a good spot to grip and everything. It's interesting. Got all the blue HDMI cables and everything and blue power cables. I'm guessing those are all from Condor Blue, or does someone else use the blue look as well? I don't know. But I think it's interesting. I like it when people add a little bit of flair to the rig. Some people are like big haters on any color on their rigs, like black. Everything must be matte black. It's like MKBHD or something. So no, I think it's cool. I think it's cool to have some color in there. Looks like you got a little shoulder rig padding I can see, and then I can see the V-mount battery on the back there. Looks like they're using the small rig V-mount plate. The only thing about that is not adjustable, so you can't like tilt it forward or backwards if you want to. They just released that new hinge. My last video was all about this, but that small rig V-mount like battery plate hinge thing, so you can actually like tilt it and it's still nice and low profile. So maybe look into that piece. It's in the last video. Instead of having the V-mount battery completely straight up and down and like very rigid, but it looks solid. It doesn't look like anything's going to move on the rig. Everything looks really solid. So I like it. Very cool. Again, if you're in the chat, let me know. I'd love to hear a little bit more. So good stuff. Okay. Someone's saying you may have to refresh the page for DMs. Smart stuff. Maybe I should do that. Good idea. See what else is happening in here. All right. Okay, I don't know how to get in there. 20 requests. Oh, geez. Okay, so there's some new ones popping in. Okay, here we go. All right, so we've got Joshua Martin Studios, dude. Thank you. This looks sick, man. All right, let me see. See if we can pull this up. Zoom in. Enhance. Enhance. Don't you love that in all the movies with like enhance? enhance. You're like, okay, I do video for work, like for a living. You can't enhance a 720p security camera video. They're like, enhance. They're like, oh, I could see the murderer in the guy's reflection of his eye. And you're like, no, dude, that's 720p. You can't see garbage. All right, so anyways, I'm going on a tangent. Joshua Martin Studios, dude, this looks sick. What is that? Zcam. Let me just look at your description here. Okay, it's one of the Zcams. I don't know which one specifically, but looks sick. I love that look because it looks like a red, and you've got the nice cage on there. Is that the small rig cage, or which one is that? Love the side handle. That's a great little wooden grip to just grip the whole thing. You got the Tilta matte box too, man, right? Looks like it. What I'm noticing, I just gotta call it out, with the Tilta matte boxes, I never see ND filters in them. And one of the second features of a matte box is that you throw an ND filter in there, right? So that's kind of the bummer, is because those ND filters are so expensive for the 5.65 by 4. They're just more expensive. So, but obviously it cuts out all the lens flares and everything like that. So I get that. Liking the monitor mount, great positioning, nice low profile. I mean, it's sick, dude. It looks like a little mini red. Oh, I can. Nope. Oh, okay. Skip through some photos here. So here we go on set. I like that. Looks like, is that one of the SWIT batteries? SWIT, kind of looks like one of them on the back. And then you got the Zoom H5 for, pulling in your audio separately, which is great. I like that. Looks really clean. And also I love the rubber grip. Some people don't like the rubber grip, but I think it's really nice. It feels really good in the hand. Obviously it's very grippy. So that looks cool. Great setup, man. Love it. Let's see what other photos you got in here. All right. Cool. So now we can see the boom mic obviously popping in there. Boom, just plugging it right into the Zoom. So very useful rig. This definitely looks like something that I would use on set when I'm actually filming like talking heads and interviews for corporate work. Super professional looking. I'd love to know a little bit more, Joshua, about you might have already left the live stream because I just getting to refresh the DMs and I'm just seeing it now. Let me know if you're still here, man. I would love to know. But what's going on with the bottom here with the base plate? So obviously it's the small rig shoulder rest, and I can see that, but then you've got it mounted again on top of something else, like another small rig release plate or something. Is that so that you can put the shoulder mount onto the tripod and it's like a whole nother quick release system? I'd love to know, man. Let me know. Obviously you can pull that off and go handheld or shoulder rig and stuff, but looks sick, really compact, great looking rig, dude. Really cool. Just gonna hop into the comments for a second. Let's see what's going on. Everyone's talking about doing some wire management. That must have been on one of the last rigs. Yeah, this one. Clean it up a little bit. I always say that, just grab some like little bread ties, those little, baggy ties or whatever. Clean it up a little, use a little Velcro. I can definitely clean that up a little bit. But good stuff. What else is going on? Andre says, seems like the Nucleus Nano is popular option. Yeah, man. The Nucleus Nano is just really, really, it's just a great follow focus. It's small, it's cheap, it's $230. It's like the best one you can buy that's a wireless follow focus, especially at that price point. So super popular among a lot of guys. Yeah, Dylan says some pretty serious rigs. Yeah, there's some pretty sweet rigs in here. Let's see what else is going on. Aram says, do you mess with the Zcam? I haven't used it yet. Obviously, as you just saw, Joshua Martin Studios, he's using it. You have to hop over to his channel. I'm sure he's got some reviews and stuff on it. I would love to know too. I do want to try out Zcam. Just I'm not ready to buy it yet. I don't think I would buy it yet for me personally. All right, so see what else is going on. Speaking of Zcam, here's a rig. Yeah, Andre. Let's see. Wondering how much his rig weighs. I think he might have left the chat. Joshua Martin Studios has left the chat. It took too long to get to his DM. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Call it a mini red. Some have the red Komodo rig. Yeah, dude. It looks like a little red Komodo rig, like almost identical. That's sick. All right, so let's check it out. Good stuff. Let's see what else is going on. All right. I'm like always scared to like unblur these images because I don't know what they're going to be. I guess I'll unblur them first and preview them before I go live with it. So let's check this one out. This is from NLMN2. So, all right, here we go. It's got the side grip on there. It looks like 2 side handle grips, the nucleus follow focus. That's nice. And it looks like you're using a BP battery for the monitor. Or it looks like one of the BP batteries, which are nice. So let's check out another angle here. All right, cool stuff. So it looks like you've got 2 nice gripping spots on there. I do like that. Makes it really easy. What is this? The Fujifilm X-T3? Looks like maybe it's the XT4 possibly. Yeah, some great gripping spots. The monitor's nice and low, and you've got the monitor hood on there, which is great. A lot of the guys don't do that, so that's great. So you can actually see out in bright sunlight. Very useful. And then it looks like you have it on top of 15mm rods, like ready to go. Okay, yes, you got short 15mm rods on there, maybe like 6 inches or something for your follow focus. Let's pull up the final photo of the rig here. All right, sweet. So yeah, man, this looks really cool. It's compact, it's simple. There's not too much craziness going on. It looks like you've got a cage or something on your monitor. What monitor is that? I'm going to see if you've got any comments about what it is. Nope. So yeah, man, this looks cool. I like the rig. Simple. Everything's compact, tight, close together, so nothing's kind of floating around or anything. The only suggestion I would say about this one is that HDMI cable. Just personal preference, I don't like the coily HDMI cables. I find that they have way too much like memory to them, and so they end up like just kind of like putting a lot of weight on the ports and things like that. I recommend small HD HDMI cables. They are the best by far that I've found because they're so thin, but they're really great, really reliable. I've never had any issues with them with connection, but they're super thin and light, work perfect on gimbals, and then you can get them just in the perfect length you need, whether it's 18 inches or 6 inches or whatever it is. So yeah, that's the only thing I would say is probably switch out that HDMI cable for a different one that's not the coiled, especially you got it coiled around your monitor mount there, and I could just see that end up kind of snagging or being an issue, so maybe switch out that HDMI cable. Otherwise, I really like it. Good stuff, man. Thank you for sending over that pic. It's very cool. Siraj says, what's your setup to use your camera for the live stream? Yeah, so like I was saying a little bit earlier in the live stream, I'm just using the Sony a6500 with the Sigma 16mm lens. So nice wide angle lens, so I can be really close to you guys. The camera's like literally a foot in front of my face, and then that's really it. Got some lighting and everything, but nothing too complex. I'm using a Blackmagic little encoder to go live. That's basically the gist of it for going live. So let's see what else is going on here. Daniel, what's up, dude? He says, how's your recent compact X-T4 rig working out for you? It's awesome. It's really great. I've got it behind me here. It's all kind of blurred out, but that new little X-T4 rig is perfect because you could just put that little V-mount battery on the back, power your monitor and your camera, and then you're pretty much set to go. It's the perfect little rig. I love that thing. So very cool. Chris Franklin, only because he left. I'm assuming you're talking about Joshua. Domino Story says, try rig with wireless HDMI. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about for that in reference, but a lot of my rigs, I will put a wireless HDMI on there. I'm using the Hollyland Cosmo 600 usually, and sometimes the Teradect. So just kind of depends. But yeah, it's a great way to transmit back to another monitor or whatever for a focus puller or a director or something like that. I do love doing that. So Andre says, any thoughts on the Sirui? I can never say it. How do you guys say it? The Sirui anamorphic lenses. Yeah, I think, oh, okay, Siri's listening to me now, so it's probably not Siri. The Sirui anamorphic lenses. They look nice. Here's my thoughts. It's only a 1.33 squeeze. So it's like, it's barely anamorphic. That's kind of my like problem with it, even if it was a 50% squeeze at 1.5, it would look more dramatic. But that 1.33 is not enough, in my opinion. And the reason they did that, I understand, it's because it works with APS-C lens sensors, so that you could film in normal APS-C your full resolution, but then once you stretch it, it gives you widescreen, which is nice and all, but 1.33 is just not enough to get a very anamorphic look. So the only anamorphics, like real professional ones I've shot with, are the Atlas anamorphics, and those have a 2x squeeze, and they look incredible. And you can really tell that they're anamorphic. And obviously you guys know those lens flares are iconic. So I think that the Sirui ones are nice. I would love to test them out myself, but I think the 1.33 is definitely not enough. The Vazen lenses at 1.8 definitely look a little bit much better, but they're obviously much, much more expensive, around like $3,500, I believe, as opposed to like $700. So big price difference, but you kind of pay for what you get on that. So checking out the rest of your comments, and then we'll check out the rest of the rigs. We're almost to the last few here. So, all right. Let's see. Brown guy made IT. I mess up your username every time. How's it going, dude? He says, is it laggy for others as well? Let me check the stream. It's saying that it's healthy still, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit laggy. I hope you guys can bear with me if it's a little bit laggy on your end or my end. All right, so let's go back to the rigs. We're almost done. I do want to get to everyone's rigs that were submitted, so we'll speed this up just a hair, and we'll get into it. So let's check it out. All right. Here we go. So this one is from Jaden Ventura. All right, way zoomed in here. All right, cool, sweet. So let's see, what do we got going on here? This looks interesting. It looks like the Ronin S. You've got the Ronin S, and on top you have the Canon C300 Mark II, maybe? I can't tell exactly which one that is, but mounted on top. Let me check your comments really quick. Okay, yeah, so I don't know exactly which one it is, but dude, if you're in the comments, let me know. I would love to know, Jaden, which camera you're using there. So awesome though. And then you've got a clamp on matte box there on the front. Again, that looks like the Tilta one. It's only $99. Works great, obviously, on the front of a gimbal. I can't tell exactly if that's the Tilta. I would need a couple more pictures to tell for sure. And then I see you have the monitor with it looks like the Atomos Ninja V or Atomos Ninja 5 dead center mounted on that clamp mount. I did a whole video on this. I don't know if you found it from that, but I love that setup. Putting that clamp ring mount around your gimbal and then just mounting the monitor directly dead center behind is a great way to do it. Obviously on the C300 series, you don't even have a monitor mounted on there, so you've got to use an external monitor so you can actually see your framing and your image and everything. And the nice thing about the Atomos Ninja V, if you guys aren't aware of this, the battery, the NPF battery on the back is offset, so it's not directly centered behind the monitor like the Shinobi's is or the small HDs. It's slightly off to the side. So when you put it dead center on the back of the Ronin S, you can still access the thumbstick. So this works fine. You can put it right in front of the thumbstick and you can still reach it. The battery doesn't bump your hand. I found that when you put the small HD on there, because the battery is dead center, you can't do it. Your hand ends up getting way too cramped. So great setup there, dude. Really like that. Other than that, it's very simple. It looks like you've got it light enough to fly on a gimbal. It's not too heavy. That's really cool. So Domino Story says he thinks it's a Zhiyun. No, I'm pretty sure it's a Ronin. Like 99.9% sure it's a Ronin. Yeah, Ronin S for sure, says Brown Game Made IT. All right, let's see what else is going on here. I feel like I'm missing comments and stuff. So it's a lot of fun talking with you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around and commenting and everything. So, all right. All right, here we go. So Oh, Daniel Nathan says, thanks for the response. Thinking of basically mimicking your X-T4 setup plus a follow focus edition. Yeah, dude, no problem. I hope that video was helpful on the X-T4. So definitely cool that you're building one out like that. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay, Jade and Ventura. Hey, what's up, dude? Okay, so you are in the chat. He says it's the Canon C200 on a Ronin S with the Sigma 18-35. Thank you. I love it when people actually like comment exactly what it is, because otherwise I'm just guessing. So yeah, man, that looks sick. How's it to fly with? Is it a little bit too heavy or what? I feel like that camera just gets to that edge where it's like, I don't know how long I can last with this, but I definitely think you could go a while with it. I know you've got the counterweights there on the back, so it's getting a little bit heavy with everything on there, but it's a sick rig. And then, yeah, it says it's got the Tilta matte box, Atomos Ninja V. Domino Story says, how can we control the focus on this rig? That's a great question for Jaden. The Canon C200, I think it does have autofocus, and with that lens, I think you could do autofocus, but I can't remember exactly. Some of the cinema ones have a decent autofocus, some of them don't. So maybe he's pulling focus manually, just and setting it and going. I'm not sure. Yes, someone's saying he probably runs autofocus. Okay, here we go. I'm like behind on the chat. Jaden's saying I typically do autofocus or set my focus, then move into my shot, making it focused. Exactly what I was thinking. So cool. Andre says, curious to see how the gimbal handles it. Yeah, the Ronin S is powerful, but man, you can like get really close to maxing it out. I haven't ran the C200 on it. I have ran the Sony FS5 on it multiple times, and that one starts to get a little bit dodgy. And I think the FS5 is almost the same size as the C200. They're very similar, a little bit different form factor, but similar in weight. Gets a little dodgy though, but it's not bad. It does work. All right, so let's see what else is going on here. Jaden says it handles great, no jitters at all. Yeah, man, you must have it balanced really well, because when I bounce the Sony FS5 on mine, it does get a little bit jittery. It struggles. So very cool, dude. And then, yeah, so you're running it f1.8. Yeah, man, on a gimbal, that's wide open. So that autofocus must be pretty good on the C200, f4 even. The autofocus still has to be pretty good for that. So says it's a little bit too heavy. I could do a couple hours, but not a full wedding day. Yeah, full wedding day on that would be a challenge, at least for me. But that's sick, dude. Thank you for sending that in, man. I love the rig. Let's see. I think, okay, I'm gonna try and refresh this one more time and just see what's going on, if there's any more DMs. If not, I got to check Twitter still too. And then we're kind of getting to the end here. So let's see. Okay, we got a couple more popping in. So let's hit those real quick and just see what's going on here. Sorry, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. We're not done yet. All right, so stick with me. We are almost to the last ones. All right, and this one is from Mano Bay Visual. Might have messed that up. So it looks like you are running on, I can't tell what monitor that is, but nice, at least like a 7-inch monitor with the Sennheiser microphones. Those lavaliers are great. I know a lot of guys love them. We use them at work. They're obviously a little bit more expensive, but they're really high quality. And it looks like you've got an entire audio feature there in the back for doing external audio recording, which is nice. And then I can't tell what you've got. You have it labeled on there 1 and 2. And are those batteries, or what are those that it's mounted on top of? I'm assuming that it's some sort of battery pack or something, like a battery 1 and a 2, but I can't say for sure. If you're in the comments now, Mano Bay Visual, let me know what are those down there, 1 and 2, batteries or something. And then, yeah, you got the giant audio mixer, which is nice. Let's see if you got some other angles on it here. See what else we can see. All right, so here we go. It's interesting. So I think this is just a totally different rig, or no, I think it's the same rig, just a little bit different configuration. So yeah, that might be the Lilliput monitor. Yeah, I think Andres is right. It looks like a Lilliput monitor. It's got the shoulder rig set up here with the pad, couple little grips. Again, I think those grips are probably a little bit too short. I prefer ones that are like 6 inches longer than that, so you can really grip your arms a little bit lower, relax your stance. And then got that big round cage around the top. So I could see you've got a cage for the camera, and then you have like that, basically like that universal bracket that goes even higher up around. That's kind of interesting. I don't see a lot of guys running with that. That's an interesting setup. I can see now that you've got that, and then you have the top handle on top of that like extra ring that goes around it. So it's an interesting setup. Definitely interesting. What is that? So you got a light or something mounted on top. I think that's a great setup for like news. When you're doing like live news and you're running and gunning and just getting a news hit, it's nice to have a light on top. But that's unforgivable in all other situations, because you don't want to point a light directly at someone at the same direction of your camera, because it ends up looking like a flashlight. It's like just washes them out. You want to put that light a little bit more off to the side, get that Rembrandt lighting. But otherwise, if you're doing a news hit, I think having the lighting on top is totally fine. You have it at a good angle. It's high enough to where the shadows will cast like beneath their chin at least. So that's good. Let me know if you're down in the comments, man, what you're using the light for. Is it for those type of like news hits and stuff? If you're doing it for just normal interviews, I'd recommend taking that light off and putting it on a stand or something. But yeah, dude, this looks like a sweet rig. A lot going on there with it. Got that matte box. What matte box is that? I can't tell what brand that is. Brown Guy Made IT says all these lower end monitors look the same. Okay, so he's talking about just Feel World Lilliput monitors. Andres Padilla says 2 power banks. Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, they do look like some sort of like USB power banks or something running on the bottom there. Must be powering the camera and the monitor or your audio rig or something there. Yeah, this looks sweet though. Looks like you're like filming at a what is that? A soccer stadium or something? That looks sick. I'd love to do like a review video of your guys' actual videos. Sometimes that'd be really cool. So let's make it to the last ones here. So we got Brown Guy Made IT. Oh, here we go. Got a lot of photos. Okay. All right, man. All right, we're gonna try and get to many of them as we can. See if I can zoom out here. It's got the the AK 4500 with the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, maybe 6K. I got to see the front of it to tell if it's the 4K or the 6K. Yeah, dude, this looks good. The AK 4500 is great. I run on the 4000. It's basically almost the same thing. It's a really great gimbal. I love that the ring mount just puts that grip and thumbstick right in there for control. And then I see you've got the monitor mounted there. The only suggestion I would say is take that monitor off of that articulating arm, because those articulating arms, as you know, they end up loosening and just going all over the place. What I would do instead, because I had the same thing, what I do instead is either put it on a cold shoe, like a cold shoe mount that can bend, that can tilt backwards and forwards, and just tighten that cold shoe down in the cold shoe mounts there. Or just do a cold shoe straight, that it'll just put the monitor straight up and down. Those articulating arms, man, they end up swinging around, drive me crazy. Oh, okay, it's the Blackmagic 4K. Thank you. Yeah, I can never tell for sure. Looks like you got like the Sigma 18 to 35 on there. The classic, that looks nice. Let's check out a couple other angles here. Yeah, dude, that looks sick. And then what, you got the Axoon Cine-style on there or something for doing your wireless transmitting. I've heard good things about it. I haven't used it personally. And then it looks like on the bottom you've got a V mount down there. Yeah, the arm is horrible. Yeah. Get rid of the articulating arm, dude. You don't need it. You could put something else there for the monitor. Yeah. So is that a V mount battery down there on the bottom powering everything? I like that position. I need to try that. Right now I run the V mount battery like on top of my Feiyutech, and it just makes it a little bit like top heavy, and I have it off to the side. I need to see if I can fit it on the bottom like that. Now with that new V mount battery I just got, like did the whole review on that teeny little one from Chem, I think it's called, Yin Chem. And it might just fit right there in that little nook inside the gimbal there. So I like that, running it off of that. Very cool. All right, let's see what else you got. You sent lots of good photos. Open this one up here. All right, so you got the top handle with the monitor directly in front. Primo, man, I love it. So it's exactly how I run it. You put that little small rig monitor mount directly in front of the handle, and then it just ends up being so low profile. And again, with the Tilta matte box. Okay, I gotta know. So why is everyone chose to do the Tilta matte box? I'm assuming because it's only $100. It clamps on the front. It's light, runs on a gimbal. My only issue is with the ND filters. Does anyone actually put ND filters inside of their Tilta matte boxes? Those 5.65 by 4 inch ND filters are just so friggin' expensive. The 4x4 filters are so much cheaper. And I'm just like, Tilta, why? You made a budget-friendly matte box that only fits the most expensive possible filters. So I never see anyone put filters in those. That's my only criticism, is maybe you have to invest in the really expensive ND filters. All right, let's check out a couple of the last photos you've got here. Love all the different angles and stuff. Helps us break it down. So it looks like you've got one of those gear rings on there. What is that gear ring? Is that like a 3D printed one? It looks like it's like a perfect fit for the lens. Obviously really wide. You know, it's got that bright red. Makes it easy to put a follow focus on. I do like that. I would love to know. But yeah, great. Looks like the monitor's in a good spot. The V-mount is nice. You got the small rig V-mount plate on there. Just keeps it really simple, low profile. I like that a lot. Yeah, so Brown Guy Made IT says, yes, sir, it's the V-mount with the FX Lion 98 watt hour. Yeah, I just heard about the FX Lion yesterday. Someone commented about that saying it was a really good battery. And I'm like, okay, now I got to check that out because I know it can be used with a higher output USB-C for powering the XT4, which I do need. So that's sick. And you got the Axon Cine-style. Say that you replace the Axon with the Hollyland 300. Yeah, the Hollyland 300 is definitely more reliable and has a better range than the Axon Cine-style, so I think that was good. Domino Story says, hey, the V-mount is the heart of rigs. That's right. The V-mount is where it all comes back to, right? Andre says, will you be getting the Komodo? Don't tell my wife. Hopefully she's not watching this. I'm just kidding. It's $6,000, so it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but I'm hoping to at least get my hands on it to do a review. I got to find a friend or someone that has the Komodo because it obviously looks incredible. What I am concerned about, and maybe I'll just do a separate video on this with the Komodo, is the Komodo footage that I've been seeing has been like subpar decent. Maybe it's the people using it. I don't know. But a lot of the test footage I've seen has just been like test footage, like around the house and the backyard, and it hasn't looked super cinematic. And so like it almost looks just as good as a normal DSLR. And I'm like, that's not worth $6,000. I can shoot 6K on my Pocket 6K. There's only $2,000 now versus $6,000. So Komodo 6K maybe in the future. That's like a whole nother rant though. So don't get me down that way. All right, try to get the rest of your comments here. Sending last rig images, and then we'll kind of wrap it up here. I know this is going a while because you guys sent in so many images. So, all right. Brown Guy Made IT says, I use the Tilta just to learn the whole 5.6 ND filters. Yeah. So, hey man, if you bought those larger filters, that's great. They'll work pretty much with any lens now. Larger cinema lenses, they're just a little bit out of my price point. They're expensive. Yeah, it's way too pricey. Yeah, so they're expensive. Nico says, Chadwin, love your rigs. I think you missed my rig, but I really just had one question. I just started buying gear and was wondering if I should invest in a better camera or better lenses. Nico, did you send it to my Instagram direct messages? And if you did, it might have been one of the disappearing ones. I had to skip some of the disappearing ones because I can't watch the disappearing ones on a computer. So let me know what's going on with that, and I'll try and find it. But what I would say to answer your question is, depends on what camera you're shooting on, whether you should invest in a better camera or better lenses. What camera are you shooting on now? You might want to upgrade the lenses or the camera. It just depends. I can't say without knowing what camera you're using. So yeah, people are commenting better lenses. I would say definitely better lenses, but you need to get your camera up to like a certain level. If you're shooting on something way older that only shoots like, I don't know, 1080p and that's it and nothing else, then it might be time to upgrade the camera and then go for the lenses. Just depends on what you're shooting on. Jaden Ventura says, filters are way too expensive. I just bought a clear glass filter for protection. Yeah, dude, the larger filters like that are very expensive, but getting a clear glass like UV filter in there is great to just protect your lens from dust and the elements and things hitting it. So I think that's smart. Domino Stories is saying just, hey, just rent them. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Brown Guy Man IT says, amazing battery, especially for the price. Last me 2 days, 8 hours, shooting powering the Pocket 4K. Yeah, dude, I'll have to check those batteries out. They look really nice. All right, let's see what's going on. Nico says, my Instagram is Moran Hayden. All right, dude, let me take a quick look here. Okay, yeah, somehow I skipped over yours. I might have, okay, now I'm seeing this. I might have skipped one other one too. All right, so yeah, let's take a look at it real quick, dude. Sorry about that. I'm like trying to, keep the stream going and make sure I hit everyone's rigs, dude. So here we go, dude. I like this rig. This looks really, really similar to something that I've built. I love it. You've got that monitor mount arm that I like absolutely like swear by from Small Rig. It's so good. It's the NATO rail, so just slides on and off really quick, so you can pull that on and off. And then it looks like you're using the Atomos Ninja V, I believe, which is great. I see you got those little grips. I think they're from Camvates, those shoulder, like the hand grips. Those are nice. Again, the only thing I've said it a couple times on the rigs, is I used to have ones just like that, but they're too short. I end up like going like way too high with my grip, and it gets uncomfortable with long shoulder rig holding. I prefer to have those grips longer, so maybe look into that. Otherwise, great stuff here. I can see you've got the monitor mount set up in front of the top handle. I do the exact same thing. I have a monitor mount in front of my top handle on standby at all times, so that I can just quickly unscrew my monitor from the shoulder little mount that you have there and just switch it over to the top handle depending on what type of shooting I'm doing. So great stuff there, dude. The shoulder pad looks nice. Everything else looks good. Again, it looks like we've got another Tilta matte box. I'm seeing that's probably like the most popular matte box of the year, right? So that looks really cool, dude. I'm glad that I got to see that. Sorry that I missed it originally. Yeah, I think that's great. So let's see what else is going on here. Nico says, I bought the G7 about 2 years ago. Just wanted to get my hands on the cheapest 4K camera. It has its limitations though. Yeah, dude, no, that looks great. I think what you've got going on there is really awesome. All right, so cool stuff. Let me double check, make sure that we're not missing anyone else's submissions here. I'm sorry if I missed anyone else's. Okay, there's a couple other ones in here that I might have missed. Let me just double check. All right, here we go. Let's pull this one up. This one is from Sequence by Sequence. I don't know how I missed a couple, so thank you guys for bringing that up. I must have just not seen them in my DMs there. So Sequence by Sequence, sweet Tilta cage on there. Looks like the Sigma 18-35 as well, and the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Very popular. And then I saw you did have another image of the back where you've got the FX Lion on there. So seems like a pretty popular battery. I know a lot of you guys are using that now. It's got the LCD screen on there, so you can of course see the power that you've got going. Yeah, that's sick. It looks like a pretty simple rig. Just got the top handle on there with a monitor and then a V-mount battery. That's clean, sleek. I like it, man. Very, very cool stuff. All right, let's see what else. I swear, I thought I got everyone's, but I like this one. He says, hi, I don't have a pic. I am sorry. That's okay, man. Thanks for messaging. Let me check Twitter really quick. We did have one guy saying he was going to send it on Twitter. I don't know if you're still on. I know that was like an hour ago, but let me check it out. See if it's in here. Cody Blue's up in here. No, let's see. Okay. Okay, we already reviewed this one, which was the Ronin S1. All right, let's see. Here we go. And this is from Dylan. Okay. All right, Dylan, let's take a look. Sorry, guys. Sorry to make you hang out and wait while I'm like searching through my messages. I sound like a grandpa or something like, okay, I'm open the Googles. It's on the Facebooks. Yeah, so yeah, it's a simple rig. EOS 80D. I started on a Canon T3i, so I definitely get that range of cameras. And then it looks like a Tokina. No, it's a Canon. Okay, so you got a Canon 10 to, what is that, a 20 millimeter, 22 millimeter or something. So super wide angle lens. That's sick. Looks great for vlogs. Obviously got it on the Joby, which is perfect for that. Dylan, you're still here. Awesome, dude. Sorry, it took a sec to get to yours. Yeah, dude, this looks sick. Great. This is like the OG, not Peter McKinnon, but Casey Neistat rig right here, dude. This is what Casey Neistat like made popular, right? A Canon DSLR with a Joby GorillaPod, flip out screen, and then a shotgun mic on top, dude. This is classic. Perfect for vlogging. I don't see any issue with it, dude. And looks like you got an ND filter on there. Is that the Tiffin variable ND filter? This thing's ready to go, dude. Perfect for vlogging setup. Yeah, I don't think I have any changes that I would make to that. That's the perfect setup for a really quick run and gun vlogging sort of setup. I like it, dude. Very cool stuff. All right, so I think that's everyone's. I'm gonna do one final refresh on Instagram and just make sure no one else sent one in real quick while we were all chatting here. Okay, there's one more. Let me make sure. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do one more, and then we'll wrap it up. I feel bad if anyone sent one in and doesn't get theirs viewed. So this is from Movie Magic Productions. Thank you for sending it in, dude. You got right at the last second here. Cool. So looks like the Fujifilm X-T4. Great camera. I've been loving it a lot. And you've got the Fotka matte box on there. Looks like their swing away version. I have the same one. It's great. My only complaint about mine is that it's just a little heavy. Makes the front a little bit heavy, but it's a good matte box. Uses 4x4 filters, which are much cheaper. And then it looks like you've got an interesting little side handle there. It's like your battery power is working as a side handle. That's kind of interesting, like you grip onto it or something. I'd love to see another angle of that because I can't really tell if you can grip that or if it's just hanging off the side. Yeah, that looks nice. Looks like, is that a small rig cage on there? I can't tell. And then you've got the small HD focus on there on the top. It's great monitor. I use the same one. Looks good, dude. Good setup, simple. I presume you're powering the Fujifilm X-T4 off of the power bank because it's not running the monitor or anything like that. That's what it looks like. What is going on? So I like it. It's a good rig. Short little 15 millimeter rods on there. They're not sticking off way off the front or off the back. It looks like a good rig, man. Get some good shots with that. I love it. Love to see it. It's been a ton of fun reviewing your guys' camera rigs today. I didn't realize how long this was going to go and how much fun it was going to be. I mean, we've been going for like an hour and a half. Holy cow. Thank you guys for sending in all the different pictures and everything and comments on your different rigs. It's really cool. So I'm going to check out the last little bit of comments here, make sure I'm not missing anything from anyone. All right, let's see. All right. Faced says, I sent mine on Instagram. It's from Carson. Okay, let me double check, dude. Make sure I didn't miss it. Some of the ones we couldn't open because they were disappearing. Yeah, dude, yours is one of the disappearing ones. Sorry, dude. If you can resend it like in the next 2 minutes, then I'll review it. But you sent it as a disappearing message, which do not open on a computer, only on a phone. So sorry, dude. I will be doing this again in the future. Krueg Visual says, when are you doing this again? Maybe next week. I try to do a live stream every single week. So maybe we'll do another gear rig review next week. It's a lot of fun to do. And maybe we'll get the Carsons then too. So, let's see here. Yeah, man. So I can't see yours. All right. Let's see. There's a couple of people saying they sent theirs, but they haven't seen it come through. Jack Donahoe. Okay, yeah. Why didn't I see this before? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stick around for you guys because I feel bad for anyone that like sent theirs in and didn't get it reviewed, and I just like was dumb and missed it. So, yeah, here we go. This is Jack's. This is sick, dude. So it looks like you got like a Sony A7 series, maybe the A7S II, or can't say for sure. Nice battery on the back, just simple V mount from Tilta. That's nice. And then wireless lavalier pack on the back too. I think that's pretty sick. That's a good spot to put it too, because it just makes the whole thing kind of compact. I'm liking the look of that. The top handle is great. Got a NATO top handle. It looks like it's a small rig one, but I can't say for sure. I have one that's almost identical, but I'm not sure. And then I love that you have the monitor mounted directly in front of that top handle. Guys, I'm telling you, this is clutch. Keeps that monitor nice, low, center of gravity for the Atomos Ninja V, which is great. And I love that wooden side handle, dude. I just ordered a wooden side handle from Small Rig, so I'm really excited for it to get here and test that out. I haven't really shot with the side handle. It's always the top handle or shoulder rig or whatever. Haven't shot with the side handle yet. So that looks sick. Love the rig. Love that you got just a massive zoom lens on there. What is that? The Sony to like, well, what is that? 70 to 300 or something? I can't tell. It looks like one of their larger ones, dude. Very cool. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. So, all right. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, the $2 super chat. Really appreciate that. Sorry, I can't read your username. It's in like another language or something, but I like the little like dancing pear thing. That's sick. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Very cool. So good looking stuff down here. Again, okay. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. Ian Tay says he sent mine on Insta. Okay, let me double check the last ones here, because we are getting to the bottom of the barrel here, not in the sense of goodness, just like I know you guys have been hanging out for freaking ever. So let me see what we got here. All right, Ian, let's give it a look. All right, let's see. Why is that not popping in? Let me see. Here we go. There we go. All right, so here's Ian's camera. Says it's his first rig. It looks like it's the Blackmagic. Trying to check out the comments here. So it looks like you've got I think it's the original Blackmagic on there. And then sweet little top handle. Got the matte box. I'm liking that. And then got 2 NPF batteries on the back of the rig there. I think that's kind of sweet. I was trying to zoom in, but it's not zooming in. So running 2 NPFs instead of V-mount batteries, that works fine. They're cheaper, easier to swap in and out. And then you've got it offset on the shoulder rig, which is nice because you don't have an external monitor on there, so you can see the back of the camera a little bit easier because you got the shoulder rig offset. I see you've got it set to the left side. So you put the shoulder mount on your left side, and then you're looking at the monitor right in front of you. I do it the exact opposite of that. So yeah, dude, that looks sick. Thanks for sending that by, Ian. I love it. Got the manual follow focus. I don't know what brand that is, but it definitely looks like a Zacuto or something. But sick. Yeah, it's a good little rig. I think it's the Blackmagic original right there. So the OG, I do like that. Heck yeah, dude. Thank you for sending that. Good stuff. All right. Guys, if I missed it, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to like call it, because I feel like they're just gonna keep coming if I don't ever call it, because we are running on to like, how long have we been going? Hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, so good stuff, dude. Thank you guys all so much for watching, for sending me your different camera rig pics and everything. It's just a ton of fun to look at this gear with you guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream today and watching the other videos. And it's cool to see you guys actually build camera rigs off of videos that I posted, and see how you guys kind of take your own different spin on it and your own take and make it your own. So that's really cool. Awesome to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel, like, comment, all that junk. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. I hope you guys have a good night. We'll do another camera rig review like this in the future. If you're interested, just leave a comment or whatever and tell me, please do this again. It's been a ton of fun. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.